So we had to stop by a hardware store to pick up a couple things, and they had dog treats there, and they had those hooves. Because I don't like the pig ears.
Yeah.
Heard too many nightmare stories about that, but because they're not freeze dried.
Yep.
Side quest for our listeners: there's a big difference between freeze dried and dehydrated dog treats.
Oh.
And so like pig ears that you find in pet stores, and the nasty, terrible, awful rawhide twists,
Yeah.
those things, those are not freeze dried. Okay, they're what are they, like dehydrated?
They're like dehydrated, and some of them have like some chemical on
Terrible.
them to like make sure the moisture comes out. I don't know.
Oh.
No good.
Oh my dog. Dog. Oh my dog.
Oh, my dog. Hey.
Oh my dog, hello.
We're back.
Back again.
And again, we've got guests.
Yay.
Why do people keep wanting to come talk to us?
I have no idea.
I really like it. These
But it
guys are
takes
like,
the pressure
what?
off.
Yeah, what'd we get into?
I'm loving it.
We love having conversations with people who are, I mean, I would consider this in the dog industry, right? Like
Yes.
you're making products that are catering to dogs. So we've got Sam and Evan Rix. I can't mess those names up. Easy.
That's a first.
Yeah, I know. Every time. Like we went over it. The last guest we had, we went over it like
And she's
right
still
before, and I
screwed it
still
up.
said it wrong. Like I'm just so bad with names. Of Century Way Products. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you
Yeah,
for
thanks for
having
having
us.
us.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And they run Century Way products out of Pleasant Hill. Is that
Yep,
correct?
Pleasant Hill.
So very, very locally to most of our listeners.
Mm-hmm.
Not you, Morgan. You're going to have to order off their website.
That's right.
So I guess just let's jump right in. Tell us about you. How long you been around? How'd you get started?
Sure. So, my wife Sam and myself, we are both nurses. We were travel nursing actually right before this business, and we're like, let's go home. We actually bought a house 2 years before we started with the travel nursing. So we did travel nursing for like 2 years in there, and finally we're like, we'd love to go live in the house that we bought that we never lived in. So
Weird.
yeah.
Crazy.
So
And when did you get married? Was that like in the heart of when that was like a big thing? Like
it was
right
like
after COVID?
it was like right before we went travel.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
like
I've
2
been
months.
I've been the National Guard for 11 years.
Oh, nice.
And so we're like, we got to get you on TRICARE because then whatever happens in the entire country, we just don't have to care about, which is just amazing.
And benefits.
Yeah,
Yes,
benefits.
Holly and
See
I
ya?
are both on TRICARE.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are both.
So Kara's husband is active duty.
Yep.
Great.
My husband was active duty. He passed away 5 years ago. So we're all very military
Yeah.
centric.
Which,
Yeah.
by the way, if you ever want to adopt a dog, $50 off because you're in the military.
Hey,
of
there
your
we go.
adoption
Military
fee.
and law enforcement discount.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, TRICARE is an absolute shit show. So
It's
it's
awful, but it's the best.
awful.
It's like the best and the worst.
It's like it's you sell your soul for it, and you're like, it's gonna be the best thing ever, and then
Yeah.
you get into it, you're like, this is the worst thing ever.
you have to
How
have
do I even use it? You know.
you have to have 14 logins
Yeah,
to get
14
anywhere
logins
to
you know.
find out absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
All of my doctors absolutely hate me because I show up and they're like, can we have your insurance card? I say no.
No.
Yeah, my DOD.
They're like, no, no. I'm like, I'll give you my sponsor's birth date. How's that?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's about right.
I've also worked like with TRICARE on the other side because of my civilian job.
Yeah.
At Unity Point, it's like they're like, yeah, we hate government insurance. I'm like,
Mhm.
why? They don't pay anything out to us. I'm like, oh, okay, good, yeah,
Well,
that's
Got
what
it.
I love to know.
I
Noted.
mean, that's kind of
the
the
point.
the give and take, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
it
it's kind
is.
of the point. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I've had to change dentists now,
Oh, yeah.
maybe 4 times.
We
now.
are on our 4th dentist.
It's so annoying.
So
It's awful.
funny that you bring that up. When we were in Washington D.C., so right before we went travel, Sam here, she worked as a psych nurse, and now
You
she
have done all the crazy
right. So
nursing
she does
stuff.
all the crazy
Is that
stuff.
how you met
Like,
him?
what is her problem? Like she's got a problem. I'm telling you. And they attacked her, and she ended up like breaking one of her teeth.
Oh my.
Well, then we went travel, and we're in West Virginia, right? The poorest state,
Oh,
the
Lord.
poorest state in the union. How do we find anyone to even take TRICARE? You know, so
Yeah.
we ended up having to drive all the way to Washington D.C. and they're like, yeah, we don't we do take it. So then we went all through this stuff, and then they're like, no, we actually don't take it. So then they ended up sending this bill. It
Oh
was like,
yeah.
I don't know, $12,000 to us, and they're
Oh my
like, no, and we're like,
God.
no, like you
No.
told us you took it, and I tell you what, dealing that out was
Oh my
quite
goodness.
the
Oh.
experience.
Well,
wasn't
our
it?
first side quest has just happened.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
sorry.
anyway, you guys are nurses, but why
Yes.
are you here today? What do you do?
Yeah, so we own Century Way Products. We make and sell all natural pet treats, smoked dog bones. We have deer antler chews, and then we have a variety of all natural tallow products as well. So there's my family has a family farm that's been in our family for about 65 years now. I'm one of the two daughters of the fourth generation to be a part of it. So we initially started going the farm agriculture route
Yeah.
for the business, and then we have a couple dogs ourselves. Miles, he's a Brittany Spaniel, and then
Nice.
Haven, she's a Coonhound.
Haven, I like that
Yes.
name.
She's a something.
Haven's my rescue. And so Haven had pancreatitis while we were actually
Oh.
travel nursing, and she had to spend like a few days in the like ER vet
Yeah.
to get that taken care of. And then Miles has a super sensitive stomach on top of it, so that's kind of how we started making the all natural pet treats. Was just for ourselves, and then we wanted to come home. My sister had a little baby girl like right after one of our contracts, and that's why we initially were like, let's just go home. We want to be around for that.
Yeah.
And we just were wanting to do something different other than nursing because it takes such a toll like mentally and physically. And I was a little burnt out after a few of the travel gigs that we had, so
Yeah.
I was like, well, I'm gonna do the business full time, and it took off so fast compared to what we thought it
Oh
would.
wow.
That's awesome.
And
That's great.
yeah, we do that now.
Yeah.
I do that full time, and I work part time.
It's very hard to launch a business.
It really
is,
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
People
Well-
underestimate the amount of work and emotional toil that goes into doing something like that. So I'm glad it was successful right off the bat.
Yes.
That's very rare.
Well, and it's because you guys are making quality products. I probably, before I ever made my way over to your booth after however many cocktails I'd already had that day, I had probably 4 or 5 people say, you got to go. Have you met the Century Way people? Have you talked to them? Like, Kara, do you know who they are? And I was like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, no, whatever. Because I had never come over to your booth when you were around because my dogs are such a-holes. They can't have bones. And I thought all you had was bones over there. So I was like, no, I can't have bones. I'm not going over there. But your products are incredible. And we got a bunch of your freeze-dried little organs.
Yeah.
The dogs think that they are going to just, like, it's the greatest thing of all time. They're really great. But high quality, all natural, all that kind of stuff. So there's no question as to why it took off, but that's amazing. It is
Yeah.
really hard.
And it's so funny too because when we first started this is a little bit of a tangent, sorry. But we started off with the bones, right? Because from the farm, really it's kind of the easiest thing to get, right?
So
because
wait, real quick.
Yeah.
Your family owns a cattle farm then?
yes,
Okay, so all the bones and everything are sourced from your family farm.
So that's how it initially started.
Okay.
Was we were using the products from our farm,
Uh-huh.
but then we took off and it expanded so much faster than anticipated that my farm couldn't
Couldn't keep
over.
up.
Needed more
Yeah.
bones.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
we sourced from a couple local lockers here in Des Moines, and then my family farm's just across the border into Missouri. So
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, back to you.
Oh, you're good. So when we started off with the bones, we're like, we don't know if this will work, right? We're 2 nurses, we don't know anything.
Yeah.
I mean, anything about business, nothing. So we kind of put like this post. Was it Marketplace that you put it out?
Yeah,
Like,
I
how
just
did you
put
do it?
in like random
Right.
marketplace like post. We had no products yet.
We
It
didn't have
really
any bones.
was just like a thought. Like we didn't even
We didn't have any bones.
have
Let's
our
just see.
product.
The cow hadn't even died
No,
yet.
the cow's not
Literally.
good.
And I was like, let's just see if people are even interested. And then within like 5-10 minutes of posting it, we had like 30, 40 comments on it that people were wanting to purchase. And Evan was like, stop posting about it. Like we don't even
Take
have
it
a
down,
product.
We haven't even made anything.
And I
yet.
was like, well, we better figure it out because we already have all these orders. And so that's,
Excellent.
yeah,
That set us
it was
scrambling.
wild.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, this is
We can relate to this.
the funny thing about this podcast is I kind of stay out of the email inbox. That's kind of Kara's domain, but I'll scroll through there while I'm taking a break, and I saw this email, the Century stuff, and then I saw this thing added to our calendar for Century for the podcast. And I just assumed that Kara would give me some sort of update at some point.
I think I didn't mention it on the actual podcast yet, but the day I met them, it was the Paws and Pints birthday party.
Yeah.
I had arrived at Paws and Pints. I wanted to get our couch. You know, we had the couch in the corner, and if you don't get there early at the birthday party, you don't get a good seat. And we needed to get the couch. So we
Right.
got there at 11:30 a.m. Well, you know, my glass was empty, so I started drinking at 11:30 a.m. And so we did arrange some things, but you know, there was blurred.
So I had. So after this large intake that we had on Thursday, I was like, "Oh, hey, by the way, what is the Century thing? What's going on there?" And she was, "Oh, yeah, you're gonna love these people." Da da da. And she was telling me all about you guys, and I was like, "Okay, this is right up my alley." So I also have a freeze dryer. Well, I assume you have a freeze dryer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because all of your freeze dried products. So I also have a freeze dryer. I got into it when COVID hit, and I freeze dry all my own dog treats for my kids, and then I share with Kara and her family and her friends at the park and whatnot. And they all of their dogs
Go
love
crazy.
it.
Absolutely.
Not
Yeah.
you're not shocked at all, obviously. But I freeze dry a ton of things,
Yeah.
and and then I make my own dog food as well. I had a dog years and years and years ago now that had a sensitive stomach and wasn't eating and pancreatitis and all the things. And so it's been like 12 years now that I've been making a homemade diet. And I just made a batch the other night. It's just part of my life. But I think this is great that you guys have taken this to the
Yeah,
next
and
level.
We really got into this because of Haven, which was our rescue. When we first got her, Sam and I had just kind of started dating. So Sam got Haven like, a month before
Yeah.
we started dating?
Yeah.
So Sam and I have known each other for 15 years. And then we started dating a few years after college. And when I came into her house, she had just gotten Haven. And you know how puppies, they're all nice, they're all sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Haven's not nice and sweet.
She was not.
Okay, she's like an 8-week-old gremlin, and she hates me off the bat. And I'm like,
Red flag.
yeah, aren't these things supposed to be nice to you? Like, it's like barely alive, you know? It's
Yeah.
supposed to be cute and,
Yeah.
you know.
Not yet sullied by the world.
Yeah, yeah. But Haven, they got her from a shelter, you know, they were pretty much like throwing food out on the floor and you know,
Yeah.
whatever the dog got, they got. So Haven came with a lot of food aggression, a lot of territorial issues.
Resource guarding.
Yeah, yeah.
Like at the time, my sister and I were roommates. So my sister had got Haven's sister. So we were like co-parenting in a sense. Them two.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you had litter mates.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
and so they were born in the shelter.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's
So
a
there
tough
was
start.
there was a lot going on there.
Yeah.
Rough start.
Yeah.
Rough.
Willow Haven's sister's very nice. So I don't
She's
know
very
where
cute
I don't
and
know where
cuddly.
we I don't
That's
know where-
always how the litter mate
Yeah,
thing
it
goes.
is.
There's always a
Yep.
Yep.
That's true. Yeah.
Thanks for that.
She's super great now. We've
Yeah, she is.
worked through all
She's
of
come a long
those
she's come
issues.
a long way.
I was going to say, is she still an a-hole? No?
No, I think she's more like just a sassy personality,
Mm.
but she's mellowed down like within the 5 years of
I think getting
life.
Miles has helped a lot too, which is our
Yeah.
Brittany. So he's not from a shelter or anything. He's like a bred dog, but he's very type B. Haven's very type A.
Yeah.
So I tell
Good
you what,
combo.
when we
Yeah.
brought Miles home, you know, you kind of think of these shelter dogs a lot of the times like they're very territorial. They don't want anything else there. It's their house, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we brought Miles home, it was just like
It was her.
it was
puppy.
her dog.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, she
like
took-
she just took him in.
Oh, shit.
We've got all these pictures. I mean, he's like 9 weeks old, just laying on top of her. And, you know, even at this point, she was still like super aggressive to people. We had to be very.
Oh,
we,
so she did the mother. She got mothered.
She did.
yes, she
Got
got
it.
mothered.
Yep.
Yep. So,
Love that.
yeah.
Okay.
Very rough.
I want to talk about a couple of your products. So, CenturyWayProducts.com. You can see all of their offerings. I was ironic to see the tallow products because I recently had made some tallow lotion for a friend of mine. People think that they just have me tagged as that kind of person.
Well, I wonder why.
right.
Because you are.
So I had gotten some tallow and you whip it. It's like a lotion.
Yeah.
Like you whip it and you put like a drop of honey in it and some
Some like various essentials.
essential
Yeah.
oils, and I put jojoba oil.
I
in
would
it
like
and
to know
vitamin
what
E
it
oil.
is for sure because I bought some that day again after the cocktails, and I don't know what it is. I haven't looked it up yet. So please,
It's-
someone explain what tallow is.
I assume you use beef tallow.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's rendered beef tallow,
Yeah,
beef
exactly.
fat,
What's
lard.
it for? Why do I
Which
have it?
kind did you get?
I don't know.
So
If
It's
you got
for-
one in like
it's
one of our brown
The
glass
boxes,
jars.
and it's like in a little.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like this big.
Yeah, so you probably got one of our whipped tallows. So we have 4 different ones. We have lavender, honey vanilla,
I got
cedarwood,
lavender.
yeah, and unscented. They can be used for a variety of things. So a lot of females use it for like a facial like type of lotion in a sense. I like to use it for hair conditioning, like deep hair conditioning.
Oh.
It's a very natural
Yeah.
moisturizer, like a
Yeah.
deep moisturizer. It's like
yeah. The unscented.
Is it gonna go bad?
So if you leave it out at room temp, it's good for 6 months, and then if you refrigerate it, it's good for 12 months.
Oh, noted.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So like unscented is really great for people who have like
fragrance
yeah.
allergies.
Yeah, that's what Pam got because she's
Tattoos.
really.
My mom is
sensitive.
so sensitive to fragrance too. Like
Yeah.
she'll get migraines instantly. So
Yeah.
it's-
Like my sister uses it kind of like diaper rashes in a sense for my niece.
crazy.
Different things like that.
And
one
what
of those
is
very
it made? Like,
versatile.
so it's obviously
Yeah.
some sort of. It's like beef fat. Is that what it's made from?
yeah.
Oh Lord.
But you render it down. So tallow is the rendered beef fat.
Okay.
So there's beef fat that comes off of the meat,
Yes.
and then you render it down. So you melt it down and you take the impurities off of it. So like the little bits of bone that might be in it, or little bits of meat that might be in it. You heat it up, so all the fat melts and all the impurities. Then you sieve them off with like cheesecloth or mesh
Exactly.
strainer or whatnot. And you might do that 2 or 3 times to get a very pure tallow. So
Right.
it's just strictly beef fat, essentially. Am I
You're
saying that
exactly
Oh,
right.
you're
Yeah.
spot on. Spot on.
Look at if
She
you
can
need
make
an
it for all of
employee-
us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you hiring? I need another something to do. Okay, well that was very cool. So they've got all of this whipped tallow stuff on there. It's also very good for dog paws. So like
Oh.
you know how the
Not lavender though.
No, we have a specific one that's just dedicated for
dogs.
dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because we
Nice.
talked about that in the wintertime, remember, with the ice salt stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right?
We
It would
used
be
that like
a-
paw balm. We did buy
Yeah.
some paw balm from you guys. Yeah.
Yeah,
that'll be
yeah.
good.
Very cool.
Good for the
Very
hands
cool.
too. So, works both ways.
All right.
Now, what I didn't know much about was the deer antlers.
Sure.
Tell me about those. How do you
Are you out
how do you
hunting
source
them?
it? Are you shed hunting?
No, so
I have some
we're blessed to
property if
live
you
in
want to do
Iowa,
it.
right?
Right.
So we just buy from local farmers. The last person that we bought from, where did he live?
Van Wert.
Van Wert,
Iowa.
Iowa.
Yep.
So he was moving. He's like, hey, I have like 300 antlers and I just want to get rid of them.
Wow.
What?
And so we'll go out to them, we'll buy them from them, and that's how we do it. So the nice thing is that it still kind of fits the label, right? So it's still all natural.
Yeah.
It's a good source of calcium too. So the dogs are still getting a good chew and,
And those things last forever.
forever.
Forever and
Like
ever.
years and years. I have dogs
Years.
that have passed away years ago, and I still have their antlers at home, like that they
Yes.
like to chew on.
But it's also a great way to train dogs to shed hunt. So
Oh, like truffle hunting.
yes,
But
so
for antlers.
I mean, shed hunting is a pretty popular thing, especially in southern Iowa, and you can use obviously deer antlers to train the dog to hunt deer antlers. So with the smell,
It's like scent work with. Oh,
yes, because you can
kinda
find
fun.
the thing about shed hunting is you typically find one
Yep.
really nice shed, and then you're looking for the other one, which in theory would come off around the same time, around the same area. Never happens.
oh.
So you need something to hunt them out. So then you have to
Gotcha.
set.
I
and
like
then you
this
can mount 'em.
hunting without actually, hunting
Right.
anything. I
There you
like
go.
it.
What's nice too is that we get to help like local farmers. In a sense, it puts money in their pockets for things that they've collected over the years.
Definitely.
We're not going to the big companies, across the Iowa borders, and
Yeah.
we really just get to help the ag business too.
I think that's the part I love the most is that it's it's initiated with your family farm, right?
Yeah, I saw my dad still today, working around the clock on the farm, doing
Yeah.
various, tasks and duties. And, he lived on the same farm with his grandparents. So he got to, wake up every morning and have his breakfast made by his grandma and then go out and help grandpa on the farm. So, yeah, I say, like, helping the farmers any way that we can on top of doing the type of business we do.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
it's pretty
cool.
humbling.
I grew up the same way.
Yep.
My family farms, we do sheep and hay. So something to think about would be sheep tails
Yeah.
at lambing
tails.
season, because we banned.
Interesting.
And if you have,
I'll definitely
That
look into
is
it.
almost as gross as that rabbit head I bought.
so Tater, my parents' little dog, at lambing season, because after they lamb, you ban the tails. Like 3 days old, you ban the tails, and it sounds
Rubber band,
just
but
exactly. Yeah, it's a very tight rubber band. You put it around their tails. I'm not going to get into the politics about this because people don't understand it, but it's for the benefit of the lamb, believe me.
Yeah.
If you've seen a full-grown lamb with a tail still on, it's got a ton of issues. But the dogs go nuts over those. So lamb tails would be something you could add.
So then what do you
Yeah.
do to how would you process those, do you think?
well,
you
they would
dry?
freeze dry them
Yeah.
Yep.
and then send them out. Tater just goes out and
Goes ham on them.
yeah,
Yeah.
carries them off and
Yeah.
buries them and digs them up later after they're completely rotten.
Oh,
But theirs would be preserved because they're freeze dried.
Right.
The other thing, my brother is a horse farrier.
Oh,
And
there's nothing better.
Horse hooves and the
Horse
horse
hooves.
clippings. What might be something else you would want to look into.
That is one thing that when even growing up, our farm dog, I would go over to the neighbors, after we got rid of all of our horses, we'd go over to the neighbors when they had the farrier come and I would wait and they
Yes.
would give me a grocery bag full of and those dogs.
It's
went
very good for
crazy.
them because
Yeah.
all the collagen
Yes.
that's in the hooves. So,
Yeah.
Interesting.
and there are a ton of farriers here in Iowa. So
You know,
you could
and-
really link up.
Yeah.
How you bring up all that stuff too. It's the one thing that we liked about our company was we're really reducing waste. So like
Yes.
all these things that you bring up, like the normal person is just going to throw away, right? Like,
And they're going to naturally degrade,
yeah,
more so than, plastic items and things
Right.
like that. But yes.
yeah.
Yes.
But-
you-
And so we get to kind of go
Repurpose
in
them.
and repurpose them. A lot of people like the femur bone. How many people are like, yeah, I'm going to the butcher shop and I'm getting a femur bone. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or how many people actually request their lard when they have a hog butchered,
Yeah.
or keep the
Yeah.
livers. So when I make my own dog treats at home, I mix in the pork and beef organs. I use a mishmash of whatever I get
You just
from my
grind it?
local people. Yes, I just grind
Yeah.
that down, and then I mix it 1-to-1 with pumpkin.
Oh.
And then I have little silicone molds that I put them in, freeze them, and then freeze dry them. So yes, the whole repurposing, I think it's amazing.
It is, and it's kind of a good industry too. That there's a lot less overhead because of it too. Because a lot of people are like, yeah, we just, we've gone to places in Missouri that we have some lockers with, and they're like, we just want these bones gone.
Yeah.
We don't want anything to do with them. They're not in our garbage can. That actually helps us out.
Yeah.
What happens when you go pick up a bunch of bones? Like, what do? You bring
Are they
along,
frozen when
Rubbermaid
you get them?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they
so they're
freeze them.
frozen.
Oh, okay. So not too gross. Are they like in a bag and they just kind of, or what happens?
They're like in bags in boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I was imagining something much more like grisly.
Oh no, it's all fresh.
No,
Yeah.
no.
It's all fresh, and we built a lot of good relationships with different farmers, different lockers, all this kind of stuff. So like, we've got where's the one place in Missouri that Lamoni or something?
Oh no, we go to Rutledge.
Rutledge.
Oh,
Yep,
yeah.
and they're
Lamoni's still Iowa.
they're-
still Iowa.
they're-
They're still Iowa.
they're Mennonite. So initially, when we first went in, they struggled to want to do business with me just because of their
Culture.
beliefs. Yep.
Yep.
So my dad would assist me, and with all of the discussion for the business, and now we're finally like a year and a half in, where they'll answer my phone calls and
Yeah.
discuss things with me. So it's pretty cool to see
Isn't that
the
wild?
transition.
Where do you get your chicken feet?
So we get them from Pot Offs, which is a local locker.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So
I was going to say, there's one over by Jefferson
I've
that
heard of that one.
does a lot of poultry.
Yeah. We're always looking for, the next best thing. And sometimes, like, we're like, oh, we would love like jumbo chicken feet,
Oh,
so
sure.
like a different variety of.
We had them for a
turkey
while, but then
feet.
we can't find them again.
Yeah,
So,
it's-
I don't know. It's kind
Because
of
Well, you know, the
there are people
wild
they're getting it
thing-
from, might change too. And
You're gonna freak out about this, so
Oh,
just
Jesus.
plug your ears. Chicken feet also have a ton of nutrients in them, and so you can make cold and flu season coming up. You can make chicken feet broth, and there's a ton of like collagen and nutrients in chicken feet. Okay, so anyway,
Well,
it's
I'm
a thing.
So I am
It's
a
delicious.
pescatarian, but my dogs are not. So I still buy all of this stuff. Now that I do know what the tallow is, I think I'll be passing that on as a gift to someone, but that's fine. I figured that's what it was. I was like, this must be made of like a meat thing, but whatever, Yeah, no, I think what you're doing is great. I actually used to work for a swine genetics company, and our headquarters was in France. And they have a phrase in French, which I am absolutely not going to try to say, but maybe Tanner can look it up and we can find a recording and drop it in here.
Yeah, I want to see this Google search.
It's like, yeah, I don't speak French, so I'm not going to try and say it. But basically what it says is that nothing in the pig goes to waste, right?
Yeah.
Because they use every part of it. And as someone who really wasn't crazy about like the consumption of meat, but in that working in that industry, it gave me some comfort in that, okay, well, if these animals are being raised for that, at least we're using like every single part and nothing's going to waste, and like their lives are actually like from top to bottom feeding and like being used,
Sure, yeah.
So that's what I love about what you guys are doing. Like, people are going to be eating meat anyway. We live in an agricultural state. Like, this is totally and I grew up on a farm. Like, this is, I get it, but I love that things are not going to waste, and I love that dogs get to have them. That's even
Yes.
better.
Oh, yeah.
Double bonus.
Yes, it's that, but I am not going
I'd
to
be scared to say that.
Do the
do
mic
it's like
thing.
a French tout des bon.
No,
It's the
she'll
bottom
say
one.
it for you.
I know, but it's not the right phrase.
Oh.
See.
Tout est bon dans le cochon. Tout est bon dans le cochon.
But anyway, our French, I had several colleagues that were French, and they would always, say that or whatever at the beginning of their.
This is so cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and we keep expanding our product line too. So obviously, because once again, we're nurses, we had no idea about all these different organs, all these different things, right? So like my new one that I really like that I got into was turkey necks. And we don't cook them at all. They're just raw, freeze dried turkey necks.
My dogs freaking love those things.
They go nuts for 'em.
Crazy, yeah.
Have you watched the documentary Pet Fooled?
No.
You must.
You must watch it. Check it out. They are huge. It's kind of a whistleblowing on the pet food industry and all the shit that goes into it and how it's not regulated at
Yep.
all and all the crap behind it. But they are very much an advocate for raw food diets.
Yeah.
And so, chicken necks,
yeah.
everything that you guys are picking up, and probably, do you guys have to trim those bones at all? Like, did they already come?
They already come trimmed when we get them from the locker. So
yeah, we just like request it. that
sometimes
way.
they do come with some extra skin, and I just kind of quick cut it off. But
Yeah.
sometimes I leave it on because it looks nice. So,
But you
I
can
don't
get all kinds of stuff from lockers
oh yeah,
that pet owners are, that's how they have to source it because they don't have an outlet. So,
Yeah, this is great.
if you're looking to expand your business into the raw food market, that there might be a
yeah. And I mean,
might be a
I
following for that.
recently just learned about the raw food market too, and I didn't really know that there are basically everything raw. Like, I mean, there's
Yeah.
whole diets that go off this. There's
Yeah.
like a carnivore diet or
because
something.
the dog's gut biome is much different than ours, and
Yeah.
that's what people don't understand and they freak out about. They're like, oh, we can't give our dog raw, they're gonna die, they're gonna get salmonella, or they're gonna get whatever. But the pH level in a dog's stomach is much different,
Yeah,
and
it's
it
acidic.
neutralizes those bacteria so they don't have a problem digesting it, and it takes them right back to their ancestry. I mean,
The roots.
to their wolf packs and
When-
hunting.
When we first had Haven's first birthday, I swear this dog still hated me. Now she loves me. I love her. But her first birthday, we were still kind of like, I don't know, like, I know you, you know me, kind of thing. So Sam here gets her like,
I
'cause it's a-
wrapped all of her gifts for her, like all of her toys. It was like $500 worth of toys, like went all out for her first birthday. And then she
so I
kind of
go,
opens my gifts.
I go to like this West Des Moines Fairway Meat Market, and I'm like, I'm gonna get her something that she's gonna love me for forever. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna
He got
change
her-
this
he got her,
dog's
like,
attitude.
$150 tomahawk
So
bone or
yeah,
some shit like
so
that.
I literally buy those beef femur canoes. I just bought
Oh,
2
yeah.
of them,
Yeah.
and ever since then we've gotten along real
It wa-
well.
it
So,
was-
yeah,
You were in. You can
Yeah.
buy a lady's heart if you
Yeah.
didn't know that.
see, worked out well.
My
That's
parent,
awesome.
I was just working with my dad on those microchip stations the other day, and he brought his dog along, and so we had to stop by a hardware store to pick up a couple things, and they had dog treats there, and they had those hooves, because I don't like the pig ears.
Yeah.
Heard too many nightmare stories about that, but because they're not freeze dried.
Yep.
Side quest for our listeners: there's a big difference between freeze dried and dehydrated dog treats.
Oh.
And so like pig ears that you find in pet stores and the nasty, terrible, awful rawhide twists,
Yeah.
those things, those are not freeze dried. Okay, they're what are they, like dehydrated?
They're like dehydrated, and some of them have like some chemical on
Terrible.
them to like make sure the moisture comes out. I don't know.
Oh.
Not no good. Anyway, so I got Ness a hoof
Yeah.
treat thing. But I got 2 because I was like, well, she's going to go home and Tater's going to be there and then Tater's not going to have, it's a whole thing. So I got 2. Get them home and give one to Tater. And she's like literally putting her paws over it and protecting it, like putting her head down, not letting me even come close to it. But those hooves, I mean, even those are a little different.
Yeah, they are.
They don't have the marrow like yours guys' does. I see these bones in here. It includes all of the marrow, which is what dogs just
Yeah,
go nuts over.
the nice thing, because we just use the femur bone, right? It's so thick, so it's a lot less liable to splinter, crack. We don't use any other type of bone.
We don't add any chemicals or preservatives
Yeah.
to anything, so
Yeah, we just smoke it with cherry wood, and we put it in the freezer, and out the door it goes.
What does
So-
that process look like? How long do you have to smoke a femur bone?
Sure. So you have to get it to an internal temp of 165 because that pretty much is going to kill all bacteria, right? Because if I'm going to sell this product, I want it to be safe for the dogs. If people are buying it from us, if I tell them something, I would hope it would be true, right?
Sure.
Especially for a small business. But yeah, we tried a couple different woods out too. So we tried like hickory and oak, and the hickory didn't smell very good. The oak like blackened the bone. But the cherry wood, like it gives it this kind of nicer red color through it. So like if you ever go out and you do buy our bones, like you'll kind of see like a red streaking through it, and that's what the cherry does. It also gives like a sweeter smoky smell, so that if you have it in your house,
Interesting.
it doesn't smell horrible in your house.
Yeah.
And where do you source your cherry wood?
Well, really, we have 2 types of smokers. We have the pellet smoker, which is like the really big one. So that's just like your everyday Menards pellets, to be honest. And then the other cherry wood, I have bought some cherry chips from the farmer in Missouri. And that's what we used really formally at the beginning, but now we just kind of, go to Tyson's or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
And get it. So
Well, I mean, cherry wood, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I assume you
If
check
it's,
the
if it's a
labels
cherry
and all that
chip,
stuff.
I
Yeah.
guess I figured that's what it is. So.
Of course. And how long does it take?
I would say minimally. I guess it kind of depends on the bone. So like our minis, those probably take about 2 hours because they're so thin, right? They cook very quickly, and they're easy to overcook, and you can melt everything out of them if you're not watching.
That was my
Yeah.
next question.
Yeah.
So keep going.
But then, like the canoes, you also still have to kind of watch them because they can kind of start to leak out, and then you'll lose them all.
So for our listeners, the canoes are it's a bone cut in half.
Like the long way.
Lengthways.
Yeah.
So when he says canoe, it's where the bone marrow throughout the middle, if you can envision it cut in half, it would get this.
If you were a
canoe type
ground squirrel, you could
situation.
write it down the river.
Yes.
Float.
So yes, that was my next question was the bone marrow. Then, if you're getting up to those kinds of temps, how do you keep it from melting of
The larges, I don't know the science behind it, to be honest, but like the larges seem to kind of like the sidewalls seem to like thicken up, and then it just retains all of the good stuff in there. So
Yeah.
it works out pretty
Excellent.
well. The ones that take the really long time is the knuckles.
the knuckles?
And you got to be really kind of careful with those because they're really easy to undercook. So you know,
Take a lot longer.
I'm taking a lot of thermal probes to those
Yeah.
before I'm going too crazy.
What's a knuckle?
It's so like if you have like a beef femur bone, like on each side, there's kind of a knuckle.
Oh,
But
like the thicker end. or
Yes,
whatever.
like
Yeah.
the thicker
Yeah.
end of the bone.
Yeah.
So like we kind of cut those off and then we cook them. So it gives a good meal for a dog. The nice thing with the smoking process too is that it melts off a lot of the kind of the bad fat, if you will. So it kind of leaves like the harder lipid fats on the bone, and it's good and healthy for the dog. And
And do you? So you have to cut some of these bones at home then?
oh yeah,
We do.
How does that work? Do you have a
We have a bone saw.
bone
Yeah.
saw?
Yep.
And cleaning the bone saw is not an enjoyable task, and it has to be done every single time. So
Yeah.
I'm
takes-
sure.
Sometimes in the middle of a fight, do you say, "Do you remember we have a bone saw"?
That is good.
actually, I tell her not to touch it because I'm too scared. It's going to cost me about well. So
Yeah, you know, a bone saw is just not my favorite
Yeah.
piece of equipment that we
Yeah.
have.
So
I let Ev
Watch
take
your
that
website
over.
for any
yeah,
ex-husband
Be on the-
specials.
be
going on.
be on the
Sweeney
next
Todd.
nightly Fox News story.
Limited supply. Oh,
When I
that's
was
funny.
when I was gone for AT, our annual training for the guard, my dad came to help her. My dad's a wonderful guy, always willing to help. He cuts his finger on the bone saw.
Oh, God.
But right before I left, I looked at Sam and I'm like, Sam, please don't let him cut minis. Please don't let him cut minis because
I ran out of minis when he was
He's
gone.
going to cut
Oh,
himself.
no.
He's going to do it. I know him. He's going to do it. And then he did.
Yeah.
So
Eh.
good time for her. I wasn't there.
Yeah.
But
Oh my
I
gosh.
missed out on
You
that.
do
which was
know not to tell your father-in-law that you were right and he was wrong.
good. I
Right?
love telling him that. Yeah, it's good.
Excellent. So what are some things that you run into that are not so fun or easy?
Shipping. Shipping bones. That's where things get tricky
It's been
because
such a process.
Really?
What's the
Yeah.
hard part?
so we've shipped our bones all the way to like New Mexico. And you know, like, or a family member will buy it and they're saying, yeah, we want to buy it for someone in some other state somewhere. And then
So, like, initially, we were at the very beginning of the business. We didn't quite understand, like, how quick our products could mold if they weren't, like, in the freezer or if they weren't, like, given to the pup within a few days. So, because of the, like, high humidity, you know, and the temperatures that we've obviously been having this summer even, they would mold if they're just sitting out for, like, a week. So, if the postal service, is delayed for whatever reason,
Right.
and then your package is like MIA, your bones are going to mold in there. So we've learned over the summer months to start using like
vacuum pack 'em?
coolers. We shrink wrap them, and then we use the coolers and we place ice packs in it for shipping.
Holy shit.
And then
yeah,
once we get through the hot months, we won't have to do like all of the ice packs and
That kind of
Right.
stuff.
so.
Right.
Crazy.
Now, are there any legal things about shipping bones?
So it's more not of like a legal standpoint, it's more of like a regulation based on the states.
Okay.
Okay.
So when we first started back in February of 2024, we just had the bones. And so I actually had to email the Department of Ag for each state to see what their regulations were.
50 states.
Yeah. So like what a lot of businesses like might not know or they might not necessarily care about is that each state has their own like rules and guidelines you have to follow.
Sure.
So we have had to get licenses in other states.
Even if you're not producing in that state?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if you're not producing there, if you're shipping your product with like into their state, they want
Oh
you to
my
have that
God.
license. But, it's very time consuming to do that. So
No
sometimes
kidding.
I think people kind of maybe
Skip that part.
skip that step until it becomes a problem.
Sure.
But I would rather not have a problem and just get the license and then renew that every year or two, whatever they're, whatever they
Yeah.
require. So,
I would never have thought of that.
and
That's
then
crazy.
the bones are even different than the treats. So, like the bones in most of the states are known as like just a chew. So,
Yeah.
because it's not necessarily giving like a certain amount of nutrients on each bone, they're like just consider it a chew and you don't have to have like a license itself. But then for the pet treats, you definitely have to have a license. So then within each state, you have to know what the differences are.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
She does all that.
Oh my god.
I just make
Obviously.
things. I just make
So
things.
once you like send all your treats to the lab, we have a lab over in Omaha that we send everything to.
Do you use them?
Yeah.
I sent mine in too. That
Yeah.
shit's expensive.
It is. It's
Well, I had to send mine like overnight because
because it
mine's
needed
frozen.
Yep.
Yeah.
So then once we get our lab values back, then for like the Iowa Department of Ag specifically, we have to send in our nutrition like labels, and then that could take like a week or two depending how much
often
they
do you have to send it into the lab?
Just
the
once for once for each product.
Oh, okay.
And then the label itself has to be renewed yearly for the state.
Gotcha.
So like when I sent my dog food over
Yes.
to that, is it Midwest Lab?
Yep.
Midwest Tech or whatever. The shipping costs more than the actual test itself.
Sure.
It's freaking stupid.
Yeah.
But it gives you like a guaranteed analysis.
Of
So
what?
like what you see on the back of dog food, the
Yeah.
protein, the crude protein, all that stuff. It'll give you that, and that's what you have to have on your state your label to sell in the state.
Gosh.
Has to have a guaranteed analysis, which it's a nice size label. I mean,
It
if you want
is.
it to be readable. So
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, and shipping is expensive for a small business
Yeah.
in itself. So, like our shipping, we have a flat rate of $10,
Yeah.
which works really well for people that buy like $200, right? So,
Or like the very
they're
big
making out.
bones.
But
like they're
um,
making a
for
deal off
for our
that.
smaller customers, we actually a lot of times we feel bad about this because we had somebody very recently. They bought a canoe.
Just one canoe.
Do one canoe, $6. It costs $6 to buy a canoe, and they paid $10 for shipping. And we're like, this is not okay. So we always send like an extra bone or two
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
with this order because
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
And like we're on a few different sites. Like we're on Etsy too, besides having just our website. So then people will buy from Etsy, which has been beneficial for us.
Nice.
But the fees that the customers have to like pay on top of like our shipping and then the product
Processing.
itself, like we feel bad. So we just like add a note. We have a handwritten note in each shipped item that we send out. So then I usually am just like, yeah, I feel bad that you have to spend
these
this
fees,
much. Like, here's
right.
another one. And then
Also,
I
next time buy direct from our website.
I do tell them, like, hey, if you want to look at all the other products we do have a website that
Website.
you should look at. So,
Yeah.
and she writes small because if you had my handwriting in there, you
Chicken scratch.
Yeah, you wouldn't be reading it. So.
I'm not sure
Yeah,
if people
closer to a
actually
doctor
read
than
them.
a
But
nurse.
Yeah, that's all her. So listeners out there, just know that
Oh, that's so
That's
cool.
amazing. I want to buy stuff from people that handwrite notes. Like I just love that. I love small business. It's
Yeah.
amazing. It's very
Yeah.
cool.
Okay, other things they've got, freeze-dried cucumber. I have not tried that with my kids yet. How's that go over?
yeah, so it's really depending on the pup itself. Honestly, like Miles, he loves the cucumber and zucchini, and Haven doesn't really. She's more of a meat eater.
she loves the
so
zucchini.
yeah. So, and it depends how like we make it. So, for example, like on our website, we do the freeze dried items, but then we take to the markets our cucumber and yogurt like bowls, and those have to be frozen. So, I just, as small business owner, would rather sell those at my markets versus trying to ship them because
Oh, that'd be a
we already
nightmare.
have
not gonna
somewhat
That's not gonna ship.
somewhat difficulties doing the shipping sometimes. So yeah, so like Haven and Miles love the bowls, so
Otter and Reese and Radar love watermelon. Stanley hates it. So
You just don't know.
It's just whatever,
Yeah.
whatever. But they all love the.
And
The
all of
liver
the
pumpkin.
cucumber zucchinis literally straight out of the farm's garden.
Yeah.
So we just do that seasonally.
I assume that that's what
Yeah.
we're doing here.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
just do
Everybody's
it
got a million
seasonal.
cucumbers.
Yeah.
Very cool. So you mentioned that you go to markets. Where can people find you?
So we're kind of at the end of market season itself, but we're still in Bondurant at their farmers market on Wednesdays. And then we do a variety of different ones on Saturdays. So it's best to look at our website for our upcoming events, but we still do like Grimes, Farmers Market, Ankeny.
They should get in at Boss Babes.
You should. I don't know if it's too late, but next weekend there's a we're at this. It's a market. It's outside at Jasper Winery, and they've got it's all female owned or partially female owned businesses, and there's
There's a
like 40 or
ton of
50 like
people.
different people there. It's really cool. Yeah, we're gonna be there. Not selling anything, just
and your
saying hi.
products are at Paws and Pints, you said?
Yep.
Yeah, so
How did you guys get hooked up there?
So
how do we?
my sister, she helps where she can, with business.
Older sister, younger sister?
Younger, by like 20 months. So everybody thought we were like twins in high school when we
Oh, yeah.
transferred from Clark in Osceola to Norwalk. Everybody's just like,
Oh, you
we're
grew up in
twins.
Southern Iowa then?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah. So she had told me, she's like, hey, there's this Paws and Pints like holiday market. I think it was back around Christmas time.
Yep.
And Evan and I were already going to 2 separate markets on our own. So I was like, Sarah, we have nobody else to like send. And she's like, well, I'll just go. And like, Phoebe, which is my niece, like she'll just have fun seeing all the dogs anyway.
Yeah.
And then it took off when she was there. And so the owners, very nice people, they're like, you should, have your sister like reach out to us to see what we can do. And we've had a really good working relationship with them ever since. Like they're always having
Awesome.
us
They're
come to
great.
different
They're
events.
great.
We have our treats and our bones in their store there as well.
Have you seen all the crap that they got back there?
They have so much stuff.
So
It's
Rabbit heads,
awesome.
squids. Kara brought me
Yeah,
some
I
squids.
got her some squids this time.
You could freeze dry anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of freeze dryers, not to get off that topic. So you're at the markets and whatnot, Bondurant, otherwise your website. So you do markets primarily during the summertime?
Yep. And then we do like the holiday markets that'll be coming up soon.
Okay.
We are in.
Do you have a Facebook page?
Yes.
It's on our website
Okay.
too, where you can find
Oh,
which ones are
upcoming
coming
events.
Up. Yep.
I see it
Yeah.
here.
Yeah,
Yep.
and then
Very good.
we're in Tweedledees and Ankeny. We're in Barking Lot, Urbandale, Begging to Stay. We're in a variety of different locations.
Cool.
So,
Very cool.
And we donate a lot to a couple different places.
Awesome.
So
Love that.
yeah, so we donate a lot of our products to firehouse dogs, canine officers around the metro, rescue like leagues and organizations, nonprofits. Recently, we did military working dogs, so that was an exciting one because that kind of hits closer to home for us.
Yeah.
There is that deployment project right now going on. Dogs of deployed soldiers. They've got a group going that people are
We'll look into
just
them.
watching their dogs
easy.
while they're deployed.
Yes.
Yeah, we're always looking for like
That's
the
on
next
Camp Dodge.
thing
We
to
spayed a
donate
couple
to.
dogs because they have to be spayed or neutered to be brought into this program. So if you deploy, your dog gets to go stay with a host family while you're deployed. So
Oh,
you don't have to
very
give up
nice.
your dog. But we had someone reach out to us, actually a connection through Paws and Pints, and they had one dog who was spayed, but one that hadn't been quite old enough, so they hadn't gotten around to doing it. And they were like, well, now we can't afford it, and we're trying to leave, and we're leaving next week, and no one will
Yeah.
take this dog. So
We
we
just
ended
took care of it.
Yeah, we just handled that for them, and that's how I learned about that even being a thing. But
And
it's
one of
really
our
cool.
fosters is doing that. She works on Camp Dodge too.
Yes.
She's a contractor with Camp Dodge, and she's watching a deployed soldier's dog while he's gone.
That's
That's
awesome.
awesome.
So
Very cool.
something to look into.
Yeah.
Okay, now tell me about your freeze dryer. This
We
is
have
my
a,
first.
we have a Harvest Right.
Yes.
And a large. We started off with actually just using my dad's until we kind of like figured out the freeze drying process.
He had one.
Yes, he's
How'd he get into it?
he's a basic farmer, so anything that you can kind of like
Prepper? Is he a
prep in
prepper?
a sense. Yeah.
I'm a total prepper.
Oh yeah, he is too.
Badass prepper.
Yeah, so then he like taught us how to use it, and at first I was like scared of the machine. It was so big, and I was like, I don't know about all this. I was gonna stick with the bones, but then we kept at it, and then we got one for ourselves, and now we're
so
slowly in the
easy.
process of being like, okay, do we need a couple more because everybody wants all of our pet treats all the time.
Well, I'll tell you what, they're a lot cheaper now than they were in 2020.
I bet.
They've gotten so popular. Now they're being manufactured overseas, so that really
Yeah.
helps. But
That's cool. So how big is a large freeze dryer? Like how much can you like?
So
They're
we
like
have
the size of a dorm fridge, a little bit bigger.
Yeah, and the one we have has 5 trays for an example. So then we put our products on each tray, and it just produces a little more than maybe like your smaller version that only has 3 or 4 trays that you'll
I
have
got
to
the
run
medium,
longer.
so I have 4 trays. But I also have the herb insert,
Mm.
which has 7 trays. Which, if you know what you're doing, if you know the ins and outs, you can use the herb tray for non-herbs.
So like what people don't quite understand about some of our products is they go through the smoking process. And then they go through the freeze drying process, which could take anywhere from 16 to 24 hours, depending on what you have in the freeze dryer.
I have sweet corn in right now that's going for, it was 51 hours when I left.
Yeah, so
Oh my
takes a
I mean,
long
the freeze
time.
dryer is constantly
Well,
running.
I overloaded mine because I have 19 dozen ears of corn to get through, so I'm
You
like,
gotta do what
wow,
you gotta do.
And that freeze dried sweet corn is
it's the bomb.
the bomb. It's really good.
bomb.com.
I bet dogs would like that too. Like little training treats.
Oh, yeah.
Stop. That's a good idea.
The hardest part about my dog treats is piping them into the molds, because I got the little tiny square, like training treat squares, and I think there's like 120 per silicone mold. And if you just like put a pile of crap on there and try and like smear it in, it's a disaster. It's a mess. So I pipe it in to every single
Oh, my goodness.
square,
Yeah.
and I have 6 of those. So I do like 750 treats at a time, and
You're
whatever
patient.
doesn't fit into those, then I have the dog treat molds, like the bones and the paws, and that obviously takes much less time because they're bigger, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and like between the smoking and the freeze drying, I'm also cutting.
Right.
Like, so like you also have like this
It's
is
a lot
where,
of prep work.
yeah, this
Yeah,
is where it got
I
really
mean-
weird too, because it's like if you're cutting all this chicken, all this liver or whatever by hand, it's gonna take you forever. So we had to find like a certain machine
Chops
that
it instead of
literally like
grinds
chops it
Yeah.
and to dice it so that it's actually like in dog looking,
Chunks, yeah.
chunks.
So like I feel like yes, we're a small business. What people don't understand though is that we do everything by
Yourselves.
hand and like
Yeah.
ourselves, like the labels
Designing.
like the
So
labels that you
labeling.
see on the bags, those have all been stickered on ourselves. Like everything is us.
Well aware.
Yeah.
Well aware.
It's
I
painful.
started Wild Widow freeze dried goods. I did that for a hot minute. I sold all the candies and everything at farmers markets and whatnot. Now I just do dog treats. Halloween's coming up, and there's going to be a lot of these pumpkin patches with a lot of
No.
with a lot of pumpkins that are gonna, after
Yeah.
Halloween, they just want you to come get them for pennies on the pound.
I know we've already talked
We
about
have talked
that.
about that so much, actually, about like, first of all, she's 36 weeks pregnant, so we got to kind of think about timing about what we're doing.
No, you
yes,
weren't.
she is.
You're
She is.
Stop
gonna
it.
give
Yeah.
birth to a Sour Patch Kid.
Yep.
So we're packing everything in the next couple weeks, just in case,
Yeah, absolutely.
And so we're
Jesus.
talking about,
Scary
like the
time.
next product, which we want to be pumpkins. Then we've been asked at the Mitchellville Pumpkin Patch if we'll, be vendors there on the weekends in October, which is very close to our due date. So I think we're just gonna
Pass
push
this
it.
year.
I don't know. I think we're gonna push
I
it
don't
to the
blame you.
limit, honestly.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I just do
Get
what
one
she
of
tells
those
me to do.
baby Bjorns and, a couple days out the hospital, hitch them on your back and let's roll.
Yeah.
This is the problem. I have all these ideas and all these things that, I would love to do, but there just isn't enough time in the day.
It's
There isn't.
My garden's going crazy. The rescue's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I really commend everything that you're doing because I know it's a lot of work and I know it gets overlooked. So it doesn't get overlooked by me. Is there anything that you guys wanted to talk about on your little list here?
I think as far as, us donating a lot to the shelters, we're constantly looking for the next nonprofit organization or rescue to assist. So a lot of times we'll reach out to them and be like, hey, if you make a post, it's like help like our small business. We
course.
donate 10% of our products or our profits back into you guys.
Oh, yeah.
So we're constantly looking for the next like organization to help in that aspect. We're also always looking for more stores that, would like us to be in their place.
Well, we've got quite a few hookups.
We do. Yes.
They could go into gourmet.
Yeah.
Mm.
Just Pause. Yeah.
Just
Have you talked to
Pause.
her?
Just
No.
Pause Gourmet.
She's
Oh,
right.
we'll hook you up.
Yeah,
She's great.
We'll connect you. She's amazing. They're right in Merle Mall, and
Oh.
they stay open late after the movies, which is great. So we go to the movie at the Flicks Brew House, and then we always had to go down there and get something for the dog. So
Yeah.
they've got a whole case of stuff that would be
And
great.
then
Place.
Bon Appetit.
Yep. Yeah, there's places all over in Des Moines, but I love that, and I love that you guys are giving back. What a great thing! Isn't this fun to be able to do something that like you found passion in?
We really enjoy the Crisis Canines of the Midlands. We have our
We have
products.
a dog in that.
Yeah, we have our products in their vet clinic in Colfax. And
Yes.
so when we sell stuff there, then we just give some of the profits back.
No, but the Crisis
Crisis Care
Canines of the
Program. Yeah.
Midlands, they have Jeff. Remember that?
Oh, yes.
Doodle. We
yes.
adopted a dog out to them, and Jeff is a champion. He's
golly.
They're amazing. They come from all over the state, and
Yeah.
we go to some of their training sessions, or when they graduate, we'll go out and see the whole crew. And
awesome.
I don't
They're
know
really
if Knox has does he have merch for sale?
Not really. They don't really have much of a storefront. Though your little baby freeze-dried treats are the best training treats
yeah.
ever.
Yep.
Because they're quick, they don't really have to chew them too much. Like not necessarily the organs, but like the little pieces. Oh man, yeah, that's great. Yeah, you should connect with some trainers 'cause
For sure.
They're always looking for
And that's what Dr. Smith, with the vet clinic, she loves about the products is because they're single ingredient and they're all natural. So I know she helps use them for training.
I know when I go to the vet and they're handing out the treats, I'm like, they're not gonna want that, I promise, and they never do. Gotta bring my own treats.
You've talked a lot about a lot of the regulation stuff that you've come up against and all of that. Have there been any other challenges where you're like, what are we doing?
Oh yes.
My
2
smoker
a.m.
broke
meltdowns.
down,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
I had
or,
a
like, equipment
a light
challenges.
adult temper tantrum when that happened, but it's okay. So, but I've never used this equipment kind of other than like I'm feeding myself. And some of these smokers, they're used every single day. So it is one of those things that, when we're getting everything ready and a smoker goes down, and I just bought 300 pounds of meat.
Right.
Right? And I just
no.
thawed 300 pounds of meat. It just throws you into a frenzy about like, what do I do? What do I need to be doing? Like, I'm panicking, like my meat's going to go bad.
Yeah.
And so
Oh.
it just, it'll completely mess up your system when you have equipment issues. And
Oh my gosh.
All right. Now, are you still doing nursing gigs?
yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're still both very active
Yep,
in
she works at
nursing.
the
And
Polk County Jail because, like I said, she likes crazy things.
We
And
just
then-
installed a microchip clinic at Polk County,
did you?
or Polk City, the police department there.
Yep.
Yep.
Where is the jail?
It's right by the ARL, actually, right
It
down the
is.
road
It
from
is.
the ARL.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, I love my job there. I have no complaints. I very much love serving that type of population, and
Yeah.
Excellent.
I get to do my
And is
business
that
on the
like
side
a
too.
full
So,
time gig?
it's PRN, so it's just
Okay.
kind of when I go like as needed, or if I want to go and pick up a few hours. My management's excellent, so
Very cool.
they work with me a lot with that, and they know that I have this business that I do full time, and
Yeah.
they help work around it.
Cool.
Awesome.
And you?
I work in the process improvement department for Unity Point.
They
So
need
that's my full time. Yeah, it is a full time job.
How long have you been there?
I've been there a year. So I'm also a PRN house supervisor at Broadlawns, and then I have the guard. So
Busy.
yeah,
And you cut bones on
And
the
run
side.
and I cut bones. So it's okay. Everyone
And running
everyone
this
at work
whole
loves
damn
it.
business.
So
We love people with a hustle going on, so this is great.
Hey, the other thing they could come to, we could hook them up with the guy at Shields to come to the Shields party.
Oh yeah, do you want to come to the Shields party? They're
Would
having
love to come to the
it's
Shields party.
It's a doggy tailgate in the
Yeah.
parking lot
That
At
sounds
Shields.
great.
in a couple
September
weeks.
20th.
September 20th.
sure.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the harder aspects of the business right now is just getting the contacts.
Oh yeah.
Getting the contacts, and just have the understanding, if we wanted to get into a bigger store, how do you go about doing it, right? Because
Oh yeah.
nursing, you go, you do your job, you leave. It's about health, and humans and everything else. But when it comes to the business side, you're like, we have a good product. How do we get bigger with this product?
Yeah.
So that's
Right.
kind of the next step. But it's
Do you have any concerns about being able to keep up? Like, I mean, that seems like such a ridiculous question with all the processing that's been happening. I mean, to get a locker date these days, you got to be like 6 months out.
We've
so.
discussed it. If we have like any concerns with it, I don't think so. We have a pretty good support system that
We have a good supply
surrounds
chain,
us,
too.
and
Yeah.
we have a good supply chain. We've talked to our lockers numerous times, and so we always have a plan A through Z if
Yeah.
we need
That's
it.
good.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah, but
Okay.
am I a little worried about it? Yes, because it's a lot of manual labor for both of us to do.
And is this your first baby that's about
This
to
is
go
our
right?
first
Yes.
baby.
Well, your
Oh,
world's
shit.
about ready to get
Yes.
shit turned inside down.
Right, we know. So
And honestly, you're going to have the most free time that you'll ever have as a parent when you have that newborn, which is crazy, but it's because they nap a lot. So you also need to sleep. Don't
Yep.
be, cutting bones and
What do they
shit when
say?
baby's sleeping. You're supposed
Sleep.
to take naps.
Sleep when they sleep.
That's a
Isn't that
thing.
what they say?
It is, yes.
Deal.
So, yeah.
Okay, well, we would love to connect you with. We'll get them hooked up with Shields.
Yes.
And Clint and
Yeah.
Bon Appetit and Just Pause.
Yes.
It'd be awesome. Thank you.
I sent us an email.
Oh, good.
To remind us.
Good. Yeah. Don't let me forget because the thing at Shields would be really great to have you there.
That
and
would be
it's-
so cool.
Yeah.
Even if I'm sure they still have room. I'm sure they would.
They
love
got
to have
room.
them.
It's in a
Yeah.
parking lot.
But if they don't, if there's any issues with it, you can just come with
You
us.
come on our booth.
Okay.
But
Deal.
we don't have anything to sell.
They could also come to the microchip clinic.
Oh.
Would you have any interest in that? We hold
Yeah.
our annual microchip clinic in Madrid.
absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That would
And
be kinda
people
cool.
come and like last year we had a whole bunch of stuff to give away for free stuff, but people were just wanting to spend money, right? So
Yeah.
like let them come in and buy some treats and stuff that are actually good for their dogs.
And we're happy to donate stuff to give away too. We do that a lot of the shows too, where they'll have like a raffle or something. So
Well,
we'll give something. And
Speaking of
which,
we just talked about this on our last podcast, but we'll plug it again.
Yes, we will.
Upcoming, we have our, I'm going to say it wrong, Barkin' Bingo in the Barn. Is that right?
did we announce it? Well, we are now.
Right. Well, this is the second podcast, so we will have talked about it.
Oh,
You
I see.
Yes, we have talked about it. As far as everyone knows, we have talked about it because they listened to the last episode
You're so good.
that came out before this one.
Yes.
Barkin' Bingo in the Barn.
Barkin' Bingo in the Barn.
It's on
October 24th.
Friday night. You guys have to come, but we would love a basket to
Yes.
raffle off in our
In our big single silent auction.
silent auction. People go
Done.
crazy over that stuff, and they
Yes.
would love that.
That would
All
be
of my
so
people
cool.
love your stuff, so
That
yeah.
would be so cool.
Yeah, we're doing something very similar for like the first week in October for Forever Home Dog Rescue. They're doing
We
a
work with
silent
them.
auction. Yep. So
Nice.
we have a basket for them too.
Yay!
Is that Melody? No.
no? Nope.
Wrong one.
Yep. I can't keep track of all
There's
these
ho-
crazy rescue
I
ladies.
always mix up Hope and Forever Home for some reason. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Well, any
awesome.
parting thoughts?
I don't think
no,
so.
thank you so much for having us. We appreciate your time.
This
What
has
is your
been so
website again?
www.sensorywayproducts.com.
And they can also be found at Paws and Pines, other various locations you can see on their webpage, or you can order directly there and they will ship to you
for flat $10
for a flat $10. So bulk up.
Load up. Awesome. Well, I will link their website in the podcast notes as well as on all of our social media posts so that you can find them quickly. And I'm so excited to get to talk to a local company that's just making great products for dogs. We love it.
Love it.
All
Until
right.
then.
We'll figure it out.
Oh my dog.
What I mean when I see, what I see, what I feel, when I dream, when I be, I'm a freak, what up? Oh, what up? Everybody look at me when I'm free, when I feel, what I see, when I do it, I'm a freak, what up? Oh, what up? Say what we got, it's hot to spot, give up the drop, see what we got, do what, do what? We got to go, the body flow, too hot to show, the front row, we won't stop.